Hello and welcome to the United Stand. We promised you positivity after the debacle of Van Gaal, and boy, have we got a lot of positivity for you. Manchester United 2, Wigan Athletic 0, but it's not just the performance, it's the individual breakdown of the tactics the players used. I've got Alex with me, I've got all you with me on the live comments, and we will be going through how Manchester United performed. But I just want to say, I'm not even going to be as blunt as saying Andreas Pereira. What I want to say is that Mourinho just blew the haters away today. The biggest thing I took from that game is that Mourinho doesn't play the youth. Not only does he play the youth, not only does he, in my opinion, play our best youth player, but he also remodels him and turns him into something not even I thought was possible. Basically, number 6, holding midfielder. He played better than Carrick. He scored a goal. I never thought Pereira could do that. I thought, maybe he's a wide man as a push, number 10. But Mourinho, not only in his first 20 seconds, he did something that Van Gaal couldn't do in 2 years. He went and stood on the touchline. He's played Pereira, and he's also turned him into something we never thought. And he scored a goal. I thought it was absolutely superb. He was my man of the match. Mkhitaryan was very good. But I've got Alex with me. Let's discuss man of the match first, and we'll take some of your comments as well.
Well, my man of the match was Mkhitaryan. I thought there was quite a few. I thought Pereira obviously did play well. I saw some other account. I don't know if it was the official man of the match or if it was just this account's opinion, but apparently Herrera got it, which I think Herrera, in his credit, did actually play a good game. So he would have been one of my high up on the man of the match reward. But I thought Mkhitaryan, just in terms of our attacking play, just looked a class above everyone around him. And you can tell when there are actually people with the likes of Zlatan, Martial, even Rooney, that can finish those chances that he, like the one for Memphis that he just put on a plate and then Memphis just messed up. But he was brilliant in that little run he went on. So yeah, if I was to give a man the match, not just because he's a new player, but it would have been Mkhitaryan.
Yeah, I thought. There are players I want to sort of talk about and say they didn't do that well. Mkhitaryan was absolutely amazing. I mean, he missed a chance. There was 3 very good chances in the first half. Memphis had the best chance. Well, I'm going to ask Alex about Memphis in a bit because that's going to be interesting. Memphis missed the best chance. Lingard missed a good chance, which was set up by Mkhitaryan brilliantly. And he missed a chance, which he probably should have scored. But there was a couple of runs in there. There was my favourite bit of the game. He did turn a defender really well, but my favourite bit, he picked up the ball in that half, ran past 2 players, and then split the defence and put Memphis away down the left. And unfortunately, typically of Memphis, I felt today and last season, his first touch wasn't up to it. But I've tweeted it. I stand by it, but I will correct it. I think Mkhitaryan just ended Rooney's career for United today. I really do think that. I think he should have done. He's the best number 10 I've seen Manchester United have in many years. Now, I know it was only Wigan, but you learn, it was only Wigan, but some players didn't perform. His centre of gravity, his ability to run past players quickly, his usage of the ball, his passing, it's just brilliant. It's what you want in a number 10. He's better than Wayne Rooney as a number 10. He saw that. I thought he was going to be a right midfielder. I thought he was brilliant today as a number 10. He's got to play at number 10. Zlatan's got to play at number 9. Rooney's not a centre midfielder, so where does he play? Unfortunately, what I think will happen is Mkhitaryan will get moved out to the right to accommodate Rooney. I still think that will happen. As much as I love Mourinho, I think what he's doing is great. I've always feared that there's something about Rooney's contract. He should not play. But I think he will. I mean, Alex, what your thoughts on that are?
The thing is with that is if we had a right winger, I would completely agree with you. But Mkhitaryan's best season was last season where he played predominantly in the right wing. And the thing is, if the season was to start tomorrow, I would play him on the right wing just because we have Rooney as a number 10. If we started the season tomorrow, then and played Mkhitaryan number 10, then we're playing Lingard on the right. And I think Rooney has more to offer down the middle than Lingard does on the right. I know I get a lot of slack because he's a local lad and stuff, but I really just don't think Lingard is United standard for a starter, just like how we talk about Fellaini and the likes. I think I wouldn't mind him being in the squad. I just don't think he's good enough to be a starter. And Mkhitaryan, I haven't really seen much of him on the right, so this is just basing it off of his, what everyone says about him at Dortmund. But he did have his best season playing on the right last season, whereas at 10, the season before that, he only got 4 goals, 3 assists, or maybe it was the other way around. And then the season before that, he did a little bit better at number 10. And then that's not to say he can't be a number 10. It was probably more due to the whole of Dortmund played badly the season before. And I do think that he can play at number 10, but we don't. I would think that we should just buy a right winger if we're going to play him at number 10. But Yeah, I think Rooney could potentially be benched. Like, just because he's going to stay the captain, I think Mourinho's already confirmed he's going to be the captain. It doesn't mean anything. Like, you look at the likes of for Schweinsteiger for Germany, he's their captain, and he just stayed on the bench like for the majority of the Euros before whoever it was got injured. And then like Arteta was Arsenal's captain from the bench. You can be a captain without starting every game.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Alex Dunton, there's a lot of differing opinions, which is great. This is what the United Stand's all about. Nasir says sell Mata now. But then you've got Will Collett saying Mata was good. Alex Dunton, Jones should be sold for his haircut alone. I agree with that. Palash says we don't have a quality player at right, so we'll have to play him at right, which is basically what Alex said. I agree with that. The big shame is that you will miss out on half of the pitch, because when he was playing centre, he was playing sides either way. From the right, you can only play it one way, although he could swap, I suppose, with Martial on the left. But no, I think he's a number 10. But I said it on the live watch-along. Everyone who joined us for that was fantastic. I would buy Lozano or Eunice or even Draxler. I'd like us to buy a right midfielder, but it's too controversial to kick Rooney out of the team, and it's not going to happen. Didn't watch it. Did we play better? No more sideways passing, says Random Gaming. Yeah, I noticed we were 10% quicker, and we were definitely playing more passes. It was nothing like Van Gaal. We created a lot of chances as well. We scored 2 goals, but we created a lot of chances in the first half that we should have scored. Max says that Louis Van Gaal's pre-season was also good. It was, to be fair, but they're different things that are going on. Orange Hat won. Mata was all right today, but I wouldn't.
Can I just say quickly, in terms of Van Gaal's first pre-season, we were playing a lot faster and like attacking football, and then it was after that Leicester game where the first half we absolutely played them off the park with like Falcao, Di Maria, and everyone was playing brilliantly. And then in that second half where we got destroyed, after that he went all cautious and sideways passing. So
yeah. A few people on about Mahrez. He's available. Yeah, he's Premier League proven as well. Salim saying Will Keane could be a good player. He scored a tap in. He put himself about a bit. I wasn't that impressed with James Wilson, but Will Keane did okay. I think he needs to go and have a loan and play a full season somewhere in the Championship and then see where he is next season. Dance Fever, will Andreas Pereira be a regular in your opinion? It's a great question. No, I don't think he will be. I agree with Alex about Herrera. I thought he had a good game. You don't have to run past players or score 40-yard goals to have a great game. He did his job. He was box-to-box midfielder and he played really well. And he was the one player out of the players we were talking about last night about these players that were suppressed by Van Gaal, who we want to see the real player. Obviously, Schneiderlin's not there at the moment, so we can't judge him. Herrera was already markedly better in a Mourinho side than he was in a Van Gaal side. Obviously, he needs to improve on that. Pereira, I was just amazed. I mean, I'll get your thoughts, Alex. I was amazed where he was playing when he came on. He was basically playing the Carrick role, and he played it better than Carrick, and he got a goal as well.
Yeah, I mean, me and you were waxing lyrical this time last year about Pereira, and then he didn't get a look. And I don't know, like I've said on the show so many times, that Mourinho does tend to just choose a starting 11 and then stick with it. But I really hope Pereira does get a chance on this tour to prove what a good player he is, because I really do rate him. And I think, like I said, I wouldn't really be adverse just for this season, because I don't think he's going to get a look in this season about him going on loan. I definitely wouldn't sell him. But like I said that yesterday about to go to Swansea or the Premier League team, but like Swansea or Bournemouth or another one, that actually try to play good football, even though they're not the best teams. They actually try to play attacking football, so that if you go to a team like, say, West Brom, then you know the style of play that they're just going to park it and stuff. So it's not going to bring on his improvement anymore. It will just stagnate. Probably better off staying at United. But if you put him at one of those lower teams that do actually try to attack teams, then I think he could come on leaps and bounds. So I would probably loan Pereira out this year. But I do think he has a future at United if he comes along like what we all hope and expect him to.
Yeah, Mourinho said after the game that basically waxing lyrical as well about Pereira, saying he's a top-class player in the making. And he also said with Twansibi, he only needs 10 minutes. He was really positive about those two. To be honest, both of them, if they can go and get first-team football elsewhere, I think that probably is the best thing for them. But I'd love Pereira to stay and get more involved, because he's the one youth player that we've been going on about so long on this channel. It's great to see him do so well. But I think one of the things we did notice today, and it's going to become a reality, and I don't think we can hide behind it for long. It was really exciting. Mourinho said it in his post-match conference. He said, "I've never seen this before. I've never been at a club where it's basically your first friendly of the season, and the fans are so excited and into it." And basically said, I'm going to give them everything I can. I think he's blown away by United. I think he's enjoying it. I said it on the watch along. I think he's going to build a dynasty. I really do. I think that's his plan. And he will use the youth, and he's just totally transformed Pereira into something nobody ever thought we could. So that is using the youth. I hate the way the press attack him about that, because he's done something today that already has really impressed me. And as King K official says, Pereira was brilliant. But the other flip side of the coin is we've got 10 players away on the Euros having holidays at the moment. They're going to come back. You've got Pogba's probably going to sign as well. That's 11. We've already got players today who weren't even involved, like Borthwick, Jackson and that. You've got your bench has got like Mata, Young, Valencia on it. We've got too many players. Let's talk about some of the negatives then. I mean, for me, when he brought Valencia on, I think him being, Will Collett's right, it's only been one game, Mark. I know that, but you've got to take it game at a time. And, Pereira was brilliant. Mkhitaryan was brilliant. Yes, it's only Wigan, but Memphis and Januzaj and Lingard weren't brilliant. So you can say it's only Wigan, but other players didn't perform. So you've got to give credit to those who did. Valencia coming on a right back, I think he's gone. He's not a right back. If you're going to bring him on, why not? And he was that important, playing in a position that matters. Nice to see Ashley Young brought on actually on the wing. He's not played there for what feels like a decade, but that's his best position. Januzaj, MUTV seemed to want to do his best bits after the game. They must have nicked them from somewhere, because I don't think he was that good. I thought he was average. Memphis disappointed me. Wilson disappointed me. Luke Shaw looks about a yard off his normal self, but that's usual in pre-season. He looked like the player he used to be. Bailey impressed me. I don't think we'll sell Memphis, Alex, but I am worried because he was the same player as last year, holding onto the ball for too long, final ball not great, taking silly shots.
Yeah, Memphis, it was a bit of more of the same. I think he's always been such a confidence player that he really does need to build up his confidence to get back to the player that he was. I don't know whether that will be, because like we've said so many times, his big stumbling block is Martial on the way. But in terms of Luke Shaw, the one thing that I've been saying for everyone who watches the show knows that I'm an absolutely huge Luke Shaw fan. But today kind of worried me in the sense that, like you said, it's just his first game back in 10 months. So you can't necessarily take that much stock into it. But what I've said time and time again is my one big worry is that psychologically he'll be too scared to run at people. And every time he got the ball today, he put his foot on it, stopped, and then passed it backwards or sideways or even in front of him. And he used to always run at players, and that was like one of his best qualities, that he would run past people, and he didn't even try that once today, which like I've broken my wrist before, so I know that I always at like the back of my head whenever I'm doing like anything physical, I'm always like wary of like that wrist.
What, wanking?
So yeah. But no, like with him, like I just always thought that he would be scared to run into that sort of challenge. It's like it same happened with Aaron Ramsey, and it took him like 2 years to get over it when he had his leg like broken in half, and then Valencia didn't even really fully recover from his. So I think Luke Shaw can recover, and like in terms of like pace wise, he didn't really run that much, but he didn't really look that much slower. But it was more a psychological thing I was worried about that I really hope he gets over, because as you tweeted out earlier this morning, and I 100% agree with you, he has all the potential to be the best left back in the world. He just needs to get back to what he was on.
I'll tell you what the surprising thing was, and I'd like to get the comments of everybody else on this, and you, Alex. I wouldn't say I've been anti-Daley Blind. I think people get lost in this. Daley Blind, if you want to win the title, you won't win the title with Daley Blind at centre-back. He was one of our best players last year, but we were poor and we finished 5th. And when we needed results away to Spurs and West Ham, he was at fault for 4 goals across the 2 games. That will happen. Mourinho will be aware of that. However, he's a very good utility player as a centre-back. He's a good utility player as a defensive midfielder. And I thought he was superb at left-back today. Yes, it was only Wigan again, but I remember him playing a year and a half ago when we had a good run against Liverpool and Spurs and around March time, and he played at left-back. And everyone said, oh, he's going to get done for pace. And he didn't. He was a good I'd say he's a better left-back than he is a centre-back. And that was a real positive today, because if Shaw's going to take some time to come back, you've got Daley Blind as backup. My only concern is, and the reason I think Blind might leave, is because quite rightly, he might say, I want first-team football. And I don't think he is first-team for United anymore. But he's, I said it on the watch along again. You've got Phil Neville, John O'Shea. You need them sort of squad players. Daley Blind's better than them. If we can keep him as part of our squad on the bench, he's invaluable. But I just don't know whether he'll want to stay.
Yeah, that's the thing. I know a lot of United fans think that he should be a regular starter for us, but in my opinion, I really don't think he should be, and I know in your opinion he shouldn't be. But having said that, like you said, you do need this sort of utility player. I think because he can literally fill in so many positions, he is such an asset. And like you said with Luke Shaw, if he does have a dip in form, then we could always throw him left back, because at the moment, if you take Blind out of the equation, then I guess our backup would be Bothwick Jackson, but I would personally prefer to have Blind at left back over Bothwick Jackson.
Yeah.
I know some people might disagree with that, but Blind obviously is a lot slower than Shaw and slower than Bothwick Jackson, but he's really good on the ball. And a lot of people seem to want Blind to go at centre mid, and I know that was his position when he won the Player of the Season at Ajax. But I really, when I've seen him for United at centre mid, I just don't really rate him that much, although he should, with how he can anticipate stuff and his range of passing, he should be really good there. But maybe it's just a few times I've seen him there, the few times he got to play there, but I didn't really rate him there. But then I was thinking about it, and I'll probably get destroyed by this, but when I saw Bailly on the ball, he didn't necessarily seem like the sort of being able to take the ball and pass it. He misplaced a few passes, but then he did do some good passes. But then I think if you have a good balance of someone when you could take the ball out and then another one, so say when you have for England a Rio and a John Terry, or for United a Rio and a Vidic, you get what I mean? Someone that will throw themselves in front of it and then someone that's good on the ball. So I was thinking possibly could we have Bailly and Blind as the centre backs next season, because Chris Smalling has from time to time look a bit shaky. I know that is a bit controversial, but
I know people like Blind, and I saw enough today to make me want him to stay. And I like Borthwick Jackson, but Blind's better at the moment. Borthwick Jackson's still a work in progress. If Shaw broke down again, why wouldn't you put Blind at left back? I really hope we can keep him. But somebody just said it in the comments there, and I'll go back and get it because it was good. Jay King, Blind is far too slow and will be exposed in the bigger games. I agree with that. You won't win a title with Blind as a centre back. First choice, it just won't happen. I don't care what anybody says. It's the same as Phil Jones. It won't happen. And Mourinho won't take that risk with Blind because he's not tall, he's not fast, he's not strong, but he's superb with the ball, and his positional sense and reading of the game is fantastic. The nicest thing I could say, if he wanted to be a centre-back, he'd probably be first choice for someone like Everton, but not a title-winning side. And I like him. I want him to stay. I just don't know whether he will. And we've got to cut some dead wood. We've got so much, not even dead wood. We've got to get rid of the bulk. We've got so many. So, Mark, that's a stupid opinion. You're just saying it for the sake of it. I wish people would add what it is that the opinion is, because I don't know what you're on about. I presume you're on about Daley Blind. But
that's what I saw someone else say, Mark, you're just chatting shit, but I don't even know what they're talking about. What you said there is apparently shit.
Well, I thought I clarified it quite well. You can't win a title with Daley Blind as your first choice centre-back, but I want him to stay as a utility player. I think that's quite clarified. I mean, I don't know. So, yeah, all in all, for a pre-season game, I was really pleased with it. Lots of positives. Already feeling the positive vibes. I think Pereira was a really surprising bonus because I didn't think he was even part of the squad. And, yeah, I'm really pleased with it. Really pleased with it. And I look forward to the game against Dortmund on Friday. I don't think anything's been answered in relation to Memphis. I don't think people like Jones have done themselves any favours, or Valencia, or people like that. I don't think they've come out and started playing like Messi, which would be the concern. But we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, Alex, your final thoughts on the game?
One player who you know I really rate, but I didn't think he played that amazing, which I hope Jose doesn't base off one half, is Fosu Mensah. And I have seen people say that he played really well, so hopefully seeing it wrong, but I don't think he was that good. I think he is a brilliant player, and I think at right back I would be over the moon. I know you're a huge fan of Damian and stuff, but I think Fosu's best position would be at centre mid. But if he isn't going to get a chance at centre mid, then I would be really happy with him being our right back next season. And I think he has all the tools to be our right back. So I just hope he gets more chances on the pre-season to impress. And it's really hard to judge, even Bailly. Everyone said he did play well, and I think he did play well. But it's hard to judge them against teams like Wigan that don't even attack us. I think our first test will be Rooney's testimonial against Everton, because that will be I guess the City and Dortmund games. So I don't know how many of their starters will be playing. So actually, probably the Leicester game in the Community Shield will be the first big test because it's a trophy, so to say, and so teams will actually try. So, like before that, like in pre-season, it's really hard to judge because you have so many like substitute players out, and with United as well, like the likes of Zlatan, Rashford, Rooney, Smalling, etc., won't even probably play till the Everton game.
Yeah.
So it's going to be really hard to tell. So I hope the likes of Jose Mourinho do really seize their opportunity, and Pereira is another one. And yeah, grasp it. And then if they do grasp it, I hope they are given a chance in the first team.
Well, I think the positive is that Smalling and Rooney, although they're going to go on the Chinese tour, they're probably not going to play. That's what Mourinho said. So hopefully it's 2 more games for Mkhitaryan at number 10, and it will make it impossible for him not to play him. I thought Jose Mourinho played well. I like him at right back. He's still a bit rash, but he's young. Bailly's a bit rash, but I've got no problem with Jose Mourinho, and I think he will feature a lot. Mattia says, what's your take on Twansibi's performance? I really like him, but it was only 10 minutes. But he has got a lot of potential. Lewis Smith is basically saying about Blind, the reason I'm an idiot is because if we play top players around Blind and played good football, we'd win the league. It's the Ashley Williams argument again, isn't it? It's like we can carry somebody who's not good enough if we've got a lot of good players around us. That's not really my mentality as a Manchester United fan. Manchester United should have the best players, have good players. We don't need to carry anybody. Yes, you could win the league with Daley Blind, I suppose, if you had 10 other world-class players around him, but it still cost you mistakes. Got nothing against Daley Blind. I wish people had not grasped that. I'm just saying he's not. Centre-back's a very important position if you want to win a title. And for me, he's not a title-winning centre-back. If you think otherwise, fine. I don't think you'll get a chance to see Daley Blind winning a title as a centre-back for Manchester United. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Ollie Wilson, Ashley Williams wouldn't make my Sunday League team. Some United fans would sign him. Each to their own. Right, okay. Well, thanks everybody for watching. It was only ever going to be a very quick one. We'll be back at 8:30 tonight to talk transfers. We haven't spoken about any transfers today. There's stuff going on that I need to sort of research. A lot of people saying Pogba's a done deal. I've done the research. There's nothing out there that's enough for me to say that that's going to happen this weekend or Monday, or he's doing a medical. It's all the sun in the mirror from what I've seen. And other like the Independent are saying we haven't even spoke to Juventus yet. So there's a lot to be gone. But thanks everybody for watching. We did the watch along this afternoon, which was fantastic. This is just a quick reaction, which we'll do after every game as well. Keep getting involved, like the video, subscribe. See you at 8:30. And Alex, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Looking forward to the next few games in the pre-season.
Yeah, next one is Friday. I think it's around lunchtime. Then the Monday at lunchtime. Then the Saturday tea time. Then the Leicester game, which I think will be really good because there will be a competitive edge to it. And it'd be interesting to see how far we've come against other Premier League sides. So really excited. There's a lot to be excited about. I really enjoyed it today and I look forward to the next one. And we've got all the transfer stuff as well. Speak to you all later at 8:30. We'll do a show and see you later. And United Corner says he loved the watch along. For everybody who joined us, it was absolutely brilliant. Really, really enjoyed it. Speak to you all later.